Hello there. Oh, sorry. Okay, I think I shouldn't smoke that much. So, well, let's go. Hello there, and welcome to my video. What I want to show you today is the Atari STacy. The Atari STacy is a laptop version of the Atari ST. There was another laptop, or maybe I should better say notebook, which was the ST book, which was much smaller and lighter, but didn't have an internal floppy drive, so you had to do everything with some cable to exchange data. But this here, the STacy, pretty much offers everything a regular ST offers. I mean, and connectivity and all that stuff. So, well, maybe I should say something about the different types of STacy computers first. There was a STacy 1, and that STacy 1 had 1 megabyte of memory and 3.5 inch floppy drive, double density floppy drive, which is called LST1. And I think there was an LST1-20, which was a STacy 1 with a 20 megabyte hard disk drive. So that's what my manual says I have, but I didn't find anything on the internet about a LST1-20. Then next step was the STacy 2, or LST2-20. Had 2 megabytes of RAM, and besides the 3.5 inch floppy drive, 20 megabyte hard disk drive, internal hard disk drive. And the top model, the STacy 4, or LST4-40, with 4 megabytes of RAM and 40 megabyte hard disk drive. Let's take a look at the connectivity of the unit. Let's take a look at the left side first. Light is not that good. You find on the left side is power on and off switch, and the expansion port, which was used for expansions like, for example, MIDI, you know, that Unitor and stuff like that, copy protection dongles by software which were on a cartridge, you know, things like that. Maybe I should say I have all the covers for the STacy, but I keep them disassembled because I'm a bit afraid to break something, and I want to have all this stuff in good condition. There's nothing underneath this one, and I have a STacy mainboard in spare, but it's packed in an anti-static bag, so I can show you now. When you take a look at this side of the mainboard, it seems as if they had planned some type of further expansion or something like this. But when you take off the cover, there's nothing underneath this. No connectors, nothing. Let's take a look at the right side. Well, that's pretty nice. It's got a carrying handle here, like you know, that old school electronic typewriters. Oh, here's the right side of the STacy. You see it's got an internal trackball, but there's a little switch, and you can select between internal trackball or external input devices, so like a mouse or joystick. Here's the already mentioned 3.5 inch floppy drive, and underneath this cover there's the internal hard disk. Let's turn it around, take a look at the back. You gotta be careful with the cables because it's already plugged in. This one says modem, RS232, connector, printer port, connector for an external floppy drive. This one says hard disk. That's I think that external hard disks by Atari were called Megafile, but today there are new solutions by do-it-yourself people. You know, I think that's called. I'm not that much into that Atari scene. I think there was a device named Satan Disk, which was used to use regular SD cards and mount them as hard disk. You can connect an external monitor, so you don't have to work on that monochrome, on that bluish internal monochrome screen. We're gonna take a look at later in this video at the screen. It's when I'll turn it on. And here you have connectors for MIDI in and MIDI out. That MIDI connectivity made the Atari ST computers very popular with musicians back in the days, and I think still to the present day, because Logic is, or maybe I should say creator and notator, which later became Logic by Imagic software from Hamburg, Germany, are still very popular. Let's take a look at the keyboard. And in my opinion, for a laptop keyboard, this is a very well-made keyboard. The keys feel very good when typing. Only thing I dislike a bit is that there are no marks on the F and the J key. Here's a small numeric pad, which is a nice feature, I think. The already mentioned internal trackball here. And this is the screen with that bluish touch, and here on the right side of the screen, located here on the right side next to the screen, here's the controls. This is volume for the built-in speaker, which is located here, brightness and contrast adjustment for the screen. And here's activity lamps for internal hard disk, floppy drive, and battery. I don't have a battery pack for this one, and I think it was useless. I mean, what I read was that it was useless to let these machines run on batteries, because the charge didn't last too long. So was more for use with a power supply. Okay, very in advance. I got this STacy about 2 months ago. I've been searching very long to find a STacy, because, as I already said, that's I want to use it for MIDI stuff. I want to use it with notator. And there was so much crap on the hard disk. Oh my god, there was so much crap on the hard disk that my decision was to format it completely. And so this is pretty much a blank system now. But we're gonna turn it on so that you can see the TOS screen. I mean the Gen Graphics Environment Manager. A TOS version of the STacy, I forgot to mention this, is 104, which is also called Rainbow TOS. And I hope this won't be too crappy in quality now when filming the screen. Gonna try it, turn out the lights, or dim the light a bit, and so let's give it a try. Let's turn it on. Yeah, here we go. Booting up. You can boot up faster when you insert a disk. There was no disk in the drive now, and when I take a look at the screen of the camera, I think this won't turn out too good later in the video. I'm sorry for that. I'm really sorry. That's This is maximum brightness. I think this doesn't make too much sense. I've read lots of negative things about the screen, that people said it's not bright enough and it's hard to work with it. I think the brightness of the screen is okay for me. And anyway, I think I'm gonna use an external screen for it. So there's not much I can show you. I can show you sysinfo, which is a little program, which is a summary of the system, well, which gives you a little summary. So, well, here it is, sysinfo. What have we got here? Zoom in a bit. Zoom out a bit. It says system info, type ST, processor 68000, frequency 8 MHz, TOS version 104, date 6th of April 1989, TOS nationality Germany, TOS size 192 kilobytes, and so on and so on. There's a resolution ST high 640 on 400. Even gives you a mouse position. Yeah. System date 29th of March 2002. Summary of the memory. Total STRAM 4096 kilobytes. Free STRAM 3850 kilobytes. I think 4 megabytes of RAM. Pretty good. So let's bring this to the end. Escape. Exit sysinfo, yes. Close this window. Well, I hope this video was a bit informative, because there is not much about the STacy on YouTube, and I hope it wasn't too boring or too disappointing. Well, I forgot something. I said I just got it 3 months ago. I have other ST machines here, but I want to use this one because of the size. I think this is more practical here in the studio, because I don't have much space in my studio room, and it needs some work, it needs some service in the near future, and that's what I'm going to do next. Gonna take it apart, and because it's got a built-in memory, and you know, the batteries, a built-in battery I mean, and the batteries they used back in the days in many electronic devices from the 80s were not that good, you know, started leaking and things like that. So that's what I'm gonna do, to solder the battery, and then maybe place a battery holder or something like this. So that's the next little hardware job on this one, the next little soldering job, and then I'm gonna take it in use, you know. Alright, that's it. Fini. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.